Hey, yeah, it's Jenny. I wanted to talk today about after we come home from after our brain injury. For the first 5 years, literally, I spent depressed and angry and frustrated at myself and the world. Why did this happen to me? Why did this happen? My life, the world. I was angry. And I had somebody that really helped me to refocus my frustration and my anger so I didn't do it inwardly at myself and at the world, because I didn't really know what to be angry about or who. I was just angry in general. I was frustrated. I had so much frustration pent up inside of me. And I had this fuel inside of me, but I wasn't using it. It was just burning. And it was just, it was just a horrible sensation. And he taught me to use my fuel or the frustration to fuel the fire, to outwardly use it at something that was helpful to me. And what I started using it towards, and it took me a long time to learn this, was on the things that I couldn't do. I would get so frustrated and angry. I was like, oh, I can't do this, and I can't do that, and I wish I could do this, I wish I could do that, I can't do this. And I was so full of can'ts in my life. And finally, it just overflowed, and this person taught me to use the fuel as a fire, to use it against the can'ts, to turn one can't into a can. Use as a fire to fuel, to work on that one can't. And I did. I couldn't walk at all. And I used that fire, instead of boot scooting, boogieing across the floor of my butt to get from one place to another. I used it when I used it towards, instead of frustration, I used it towards anger. And it fueled me to get between two door jambs, grab the door jambs, and pull myself up in anger. I was angry, literally screaming and angry, holding the door jambs and making myself, in such anger, frustration and anger, pulling myself up to standing. And I was standing. And I was angry, but I was standing. I was no longer, I can't stand up. I was standing. I was can do in anger. And I was like, oh my gosh, I can stand up. I used anger to get myself, to work myself towards the can do. Then I used my anger towards other things I can't do. I used to be a corporate accountant. I couldn't do math. I was angry. I can't count more than 10 because I only have 10 fingers, you know what I mean? I couldn't do math. Well, I got frustrated and angry because I kept getting things wrong and I just couldn't understand it. So I went ahead and I got myself a calculator. I was like, heck with this. I can't do it. I tried it over and over and over and I couldn't do it. I finally got angry and said, okay, enough of this. Because I could not get it around, over, under. I could not ever get to that point where I could do that. So I said, enough of this. I'm tired of fighting this one thing. And I found a calculator. I said, okay, enough of this crap. I'm using a calculator. I got a tool that'll do it for me. And now I don't have any problems. I grab the calculator, say, okay, I let the calculator do the work for me, and I continue on. So I found a tool that does what I need done for me and lets me continue on. So I use my anger and frustration to stand. There's my can. I use the calculator as a tool to do what I need to do for math. So there's my can. I use my anger to do the things that I need to do to get to my can. I couldn't cook. I've set off my fire alarms on many occasions, let me tell you. But I continue to try and figure out different ways. Now I use a crock pot. I stay in my kitchen and only use my stove. I don't use my oven. I don't use my stove because I'm scared of it because it set off my fire alarm. So I've I've learned my lesson on that one. But there's things I can do, and I use my frustration towards the things that I want to try. I use it as a fire inside me to try one thing at a time and figure out different ways that I either can do it myself or I have to find a tool that allows me to do what I need done so I can get on with the rest of the things I need to do in my life. You know what I mean? Get around it, get over it, find a tool that gets you through over that hurdle to get on with the next thing in your life. But use that fire that's in you, that's burning, that frustration. Use it as anger. You don't vent the anger. In other words, don't yell, scream, and get frustrated and depressed. Use the anger as a fuel to fire yourself up into, I'm going to find a way to do this. Doesn't matter how you get it done. Just get it done. You know what I mean? But allow yourself to use that anger. Don't get depressed. Get angry. Allow yourself to get angry. It will motivate you to doing. Turn your can'ts into cans by using the fire inside that's anger. Let it come out. Use it, that fire, as fuel. Use your anger as fuel to fire up yourself into, I'm going to get this done one way or another, dang it. You know what I mean? So allow yourself to be angry. You have every right to be angry at things you want to do and trying to do them. Don't be angry at yourself. We have no reason to be angry at ourselves regardless of what's happened. Be angry at one thing at a time. Focus on that one thing outside of ourselves and attack it fiercely. Attack the heck out of it and go for it. Go for it. Go for it. You can do it. One way or another. Tool, around the corner, over, under, however you got to do it. But you can do it. Later, Gators.